What is going on, everybody? This is Coach Coleman, Jesse Coleman, and you're checking into another episode of Breakthrough Blueprint, the podcast, where we help you tap into your full potential. And this week episode is another solo episode with me, Coach Coleman, by myself. And the reason this episode came about was I was at the gym this morning, and actually, let's rewind that. So when you go to the gym a lot, you always see the same people there when you go around the same time. You see the gym regulars. And somebody that I've been seeing in the gym for a while, he came up to me like, "What you working on?" I told him what I'm working on. He like, "Man, we should get a workout in together." Him and his other homie. And then he was like, "Hey, Monday we're doing chess." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll rock with you." And as we're recording, today is Monday, so we're like, "Monday we're doing chess." So I go in this morning, I see him, and he's like, "What's up? We gonna rock out?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and do it." So we're doing chess, and he like, "Hey, this is how we usually do it. We usually, keep going up in weight until we get to a certain point where it's like our max, and we hit one, then we're gonna cycle back down." He like, "What's your max?" I'm like, "Well, the last time I checked, I hit 315 on the bench." He like, "All right, cool. So we're gonna do 325, 335." And to myself, I'm thinking like, man, I haven't even tried to do that much because I'm usually, if I'm at the gym by myself, I'm not going heavy on weight, and for a lot of times I usually don't go heavy on weight anyway because I bulk up pretty quickly. So I said, okay, that's fine. So we start hitting it. We get to 225. He like, "All right, you only do three on 225. Hit the three on 225." Then we went up, and we like, okay, 315. I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I hit the 315 from one, and then he like, "All right, you said 325 your max, so we're gonna go up to 325." And he was like, "Nah, you know what? Fuck it." He like, "We're gonna go up to 335. Let's put the let's put the tens on each side, and I got you." So we going. He spotted me. I get to 335 up. He like, "Yeah, that's what I'm talking about." We went through some things because I kind of that like my shoulders hurt a little bit. So he was like, "I noticed that you were favoring your right side, your left side." Long story short, he like, "Man, you were able to push it." He like, "But we need to work on that shoulder." And I'm like, "Yeah, for some reason I don't know what happened, but I hurt my shoulder." And he spotted me, then spotted his homie, and then we were done. And that made me think like there's a lot of life lessons in gyms and working out that we can implement into what we're doing. And that life lesson that I came across was, who is your spotter, right? Who is your spotter in life? Who's going to be there to guide you and say, "Hey, you know what? You got an extra 10, 15, 20% left. You're not giving you all. Let's go, rep it out. I got you. I'm pushing you." And I want you all to do an audit of your circle and do an audit of the people you're around and see, are these people spotters? Are these people that's just letting you try to push the weight and they're not giving you motivation, or they're not there for you? And as I was coming to the gym, and I sent this message to a few people I know, like, man, that was a real thing of spotter. Who's your spotters? Who's the people in your circle? Who's the people that you can call on when things are rough? When you say you have a goal and they're like, "Okay, you're not playing in it good enough. You're not hustling hard enough. You're giving only 50, 60%. You're not giving your all. You can do more. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna help you through the way. I'm gonna spot you through it. When things are going rough and you don't feel like getting up, or somebody said no, or something fell apart, something didn't go right, call me and I'm gonna help spot you through that." So we need people around us that's gonna be that spot for us. And we talk about this a lot on the podcast, where it's like, who's in your circle, who are your key relationships, and somebody said, and who is your board of directors? Like, people have board of directors for multi-million dollar companies, for regular companies. They have those people that they go to bounce ideas off of. They have those people to not only share their ideas with, but call them out on their bullshit when they're not showing up the way they're supposed to show up. And if we have these things for companies, like millionaires have those, successful business people have their board of directors, not only on the business realm, but also in their personal life. And we got to take account of that. We just can't go and get somebody like, oh, this is my friend, this is a family member, so they're part of my board of directors or board of advisors. That's not how it works. We got to make sure we have people that one's going to be there to help motivate us, is going to help push us, and two, going to call us out on their bullshit. Too often in life that we bullshit around, we give excuses, we give reasons why something didn't work, we give reasons why we didn't give 100%, we give reasons why we didn't show up the way we were supposed to show up, and everything is an excuse. Everything is an excuse. And you all know, as I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself, I could damn near have a mirror in front of me like, bro, everything's an excuse. The economy is weird. Okay, fuck it. Whoever's president, okay, fuck it. This person don't like me, okay, fuck it. That person don't like me, okay, fuck it. And it's one of those things that Jocko say, and I love it. He be like, good. Oh, that went wrong, good. That fell apart, good. And I'm reading this book. It's called "Obstacle Is the Way." And for you all that's listeners or viewers that follow me, I'm very big on Ryan Holiday right now and the whole stoicism. And they talk about like, hey, your perception is everything for one, right? And then also it's up. It says it's up to you. It's up to you. So pretty much what that's saying is that it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It doesn't matter what this person said, what that person said, what this person doing, what that person doing. It's like if it's something that I can personally control, then I'm gonna take care of it. If it's something I can't personally control, then why not? Why am I worried about it? Why am I letting it dictate my behavior? Why am I letting it dictate my mood? And that comes back into having that board of advisors, having those spotters that you can run this by, like, hey, I'm dealing with this situation, and they're spotting you like, hey, okay, I got you on this. What you gonna do? Are you gonna let it hinder you, or are you gonna let it motivate you? Is it something that you can personally control? If not, why are you worried about it? And another part, they talked about, and I shared this before from another one of his books, is where it says it is not the obstacle, it is not the situation, it is our perception of the obstacle and our perception of the situation. It's how we're going to respond to that situation. It's how we're going to respond to that obstacle. It's how we're going to give energy to that situation or that obstacle. And there's one or two ways we can deal with it, where we can give it energy, where we letting it debilitate us. We letting it handicap us. We're letting it make us not do the things we're supposed to do. Or it can be that push, that little fire, that little motivation. And that's one thing I've been working on. And I would love for you all to work on that. Like, okay, what is the situation? Can I personally, physically control that situation? Is there anything that I can do to make that situation different? If the answer is yes, then now the ball is in my court to do what I'm supposed to do what I need to do to make that situation better. If the answer is no, then it's like, okay, fuck it. I'm not dealing with it. Right? You have a situation with somebody, if you try to have a conversation with that person, or you try to do whatever to make whatever that situation right, and they don't want to do that, you can't control that. Fuck it. If you have a business transaction going on and somebody else dropped the ball, or somebody else didn't do what they're supposed to do, then it has nothing to do with you. If you can't personally, physically do something to change that situation or to make things better, then you can't give your energy to it. So again, who's your spotters? Who are your board of advisors, your spotters, the key individuals that can be there to help you through those situations? And it's one of those big things that I've always struggled with. That it's like I don't. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to do things myself. Like I can't depend on anybody. I don't want to depend on anybody. I don't want to share my situations or my issues with anybody because for one, I don't know what their perception of it's going to be. I don't know how they're going to respond to it. I don't know what their interaction is going to be. So I don't even want to share those things with them. And I always just kept things to myself. And then, I had a few people like, you can't do that. You're not going to be able to succeed alone. You're not going to be able to deal with a lot of things alone. You need people to spot you. You need people that's going to be in your corner that you can lean on, that you can rock with, that you can feel safe and comfortable about sharing the things that you're dealing with and the things you're going through. And that's a big part of having your spotters is, do you feel comfortable? Do you feel confident in these people that you can share and they can hold you accountable, that they can be there to make sure that you can push an extra 5, 10 pounds? If you don't feel it, then maybe these aren't the people that you need to have in your board of directors, right? And I do want to go back to that of talking about of things that we can't control. A lot of the stuff that we stress about shit that hasn't even happened yet, right? We worry ourselves too much about things that haven't even happened, and as we already know, the way your focus goes, your energy flows. So we always say, "Hey, manifesting is this, manifesting is that." But the same way we can manifest good things, we can manifest bad things. I shared this on the podcast before of like there was times, especially when the whole COVID thing happened, where we thought ourselves sick. And I'm not the only person that's done that before where you're like, oh, my throat feeling a little funny. Oh, I feel like this. And you just keep thinking it and thinking it and thinking it. And then next you know you're sick. Or we're thinking a certain situation is going to turn out a certain way. And it's always the negative way. A lot of times we think the positive things. But what I realize is that we lean more to thinking the negative thing. So that way, if the negative thing happened, we like, I was right. As opposed to if we think the positive way and the positive thing doesn't happen, now we feel a certain type of way because we're like, I was wrong. I knew it. And people never want to be wrong. So we lean towards more towards the negative way. So again, if things turn out to be negative, we like, I knew it. I knew it was going to be like that. I was right. I was right. Because we don't want to have that fear of quote unquote failure. Remember, we talked about that BS before failure. There's no such thing as failure. There's only learning, there's only feedback. So we lean towards the negative thinking instead of just being positive about it. Because the same way we can think something bad into happening, manifesting it, we can do the same thing for positivity. We can do the same thing with stuff that we want. But again, we have to remember that if we can't control these certain situations, if we can't control these things, we should not stress over it. If things haven't even happened yet, we shouldn't stress over it. And I know that's hard. Anxiety is crazy. Like we stress ourselves out thinking about a situation or playing scenarios in our mind like, hey, if I talk, I have an issue with this person or there's a situation going on, this person is going to say A, B, C, and D. And it's always the negative stuff. Oh, this person is going to think that. This person is going to think this. This person is going to do blah, 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 blah. And before we even get a chance to have a conversation with that person, we have already put ourselves in a negative mindset to where we're going into that conversation just waiting for them to drop a bomb on us. I've had that happen before where I had a conversation with somebody and they was like, I just knew you was going to say such and such. I'm like, what? They're like, I just knew that you was going to say this and that. And I'm like, why were you thinking the negative side of things? And they're like, I just know. So we do that so much. So again, If we can't stress ourselves about something that hasn't happened yet. And my homie Jerome said this to me before. He like, why are you stressing on somebody? Why are you stressing that they're gonna pull the chair from under you while you're still in the chair? And I'm probably butchering it, but again, it's pretty much just stating that why am I stressing that something is going to happen and I'm using that energy in a negative way as opposed to me using that energy in a way that is going to be more purposeful and is going to be more beneficial to me, right? So we got to stop doing that. So for one, we got to find our spotters. Who are going to be the people that we can lean on, that can help lift us up, that can help, spot us? Who is our board? Who is our people we can run ideas around? And then two, if there's things that we cannot personally control, if there's things that we cannot dictate the outcome of, we can't stress about it. If there's things that hasn't happened yet, or we feel like it's going to happen, but there's no indication that these things are going to happen, we have to stop stressing about it. And that shit is not easy to do, trust me. Because again, the same way I'm talking to you all, I'm talking to myself. It is a struggle every day. Like last week, I had my dog Shaq on, and he said that people think that he has it all together, and he's like, it's a struggle every single day for me to do the things that I'm doing. I have bad days. I have good days. I have days where I don't want to do this. I have bad days where I have negative thoughts. But here's the thing: we can't control our first thought, but we can control our second thought. Everybody has a negative thought. It's how you perceive that thought, and it's how you react to that thought is the big thing. So we want to make sure that when we have those bad days, we don't let it fester. We don't let it turn into something bigger than it needs to be. So again, thank you all for rocking with me. I told you it was going to be a short solo episode, but the first thing first, find your board of directors. You need your spotters. Second thing, if you can't personally control a situation, don't stress on it. Like Jocko said, it went bad, good. It went wrong, good. Is there anything I can do about it? Yes, do it. If it's not, oh well, it's over with. And the third thing, we got to stop stressing ourselves about situations that hasn't even happened yet. That's how we give ourselves so much anxiety because we are thinking about a situation that hasn't even happened yet. And we don't even know if that situation is going to actually happen. That's a big thing. We don't know if that shit is going to happen. So why are we constantly thinking about it? And as I just said before, where your focus goes, your energy flows. So again, I thank you to everybody for rocking and checking in with me, Coach Coleman, Jesse Coleman, on another episode of Breakthrough Blueprint, the podcast, where we help you tap into your full potential. And I'll see you all next week. Peace.